I'm going to give you a feedback on your Prezi. As far as graphic design principles are concerned, they are pretty clean, good contrast, good size. You apply multimedia principle really well. So let's take a look at your Prezi presentation. So one. Okay, so far I've noticed two things. One is from time to time I thought the contrast was a little weak. For example, here the text color and here cocoon is a little hard to read, and the contrast here is a little weak. And the contrast here is not really strong, so you might want to do something about this in here. Basically, the overlapping part is a little hard to read. Another thing I noticed was the transitions. The Prezi transitions can be a little tricky. You use the zooming in and zooming out fairly well. I would use a little bit different kind of transition for moving from one stage of a cycle to another stage of a cycle. This is what I mean by transition between the stages. So you're moving from here to the next stage. Then moving from this to next stage to the next stage. It is not bad, but you can make it better. So I'll show you different kind of transitions. I'll show you how you can improve transitions. One of the advantages of using Prezi is to keep the spatial and temporal contiguity. When the transitions are done well, there's a sense of connectivity or continuity from one step or one slide to another. And to keep that contiguity, one thing you need to think about is the distance of transition. The bottom line is you don't want to travel too far. And in your case, you can actually make the distance shorter. And again, from here to here. By making the distance shorter, you can actually improve the spatial and temporal contiguity. And also when you zoom in and zoom out, you can actually embed the second slide into the first one. Right now it's showing two slides together and focusing on one. But another thing you could do, or to take it even further, you could embed this second one into the first one, so you make it really small so you can't even see in this photo. So I'll show you what I mean by that. So now I'm going to show you my version. So I want you to pay attention to the differences, how it is different from yours. Starting point is the same. Now I'm going in. So you notice that the alignment is different already. I know it is a cycle. You want to kind of arrange them in a circle, but if you do this way, you don't see a circle or life cycle you would not typically see in books and magazines. So it's more like a straight line and then looping back to the beginning. But this is actually Prezi was originally designed to do. So you see what I mean by that soon. So let's start from the beginning. Egg. Then you are zooming into the second slide. I kind of move the text so that egg is more readable. Moving on to the next. Before moving on to the next, zooming out again. Then slide, then zoom in again. Then zoom out and slide. Zoom in, zoom out, slide. And from here, looping back to the beginning. So this is a big jump. So jump. How was it different? The question I want to ask you is, was there a better flow? Was there a better spatial contiguity? Was there a better temporal contiguity? Was it cleaner? And was it easier to follow and organize a cycle in your head? So I want you to discuss in your group if it is any better or not, or worse. As far as the graphic design principles or a multimedia principle and modality principle or death by PowerPoints, you did a pretty good job. I didn't really see violations. They're all good. high quality images. There are some issues with the contrast between the text and the background, but you can easily fix them. So discuss in your group what sorts of changes you want to make to your Prezi. I'm looking forward to seeing what sorts of changes you've decided to make to your Prezi.